Hi everyone! Today I'm going to tell you my tip on how to really retain ideas about mental health. Perhaps you're a person who has helped others or you are encountering many of these issues, and perhaps you have also attended seminars like me, but somehow I did not retain many of those information. Hi everyone, I am Abbie and I give tips and tricks on work-life balance and how to grow your faith using technology. So today I'm going to tell you 6 books that I have read and that really made an impact on me on how I looked at mental illnesses. My very first book is about total insanity, and this is the case of the professor and the madman. So it talks about William Chester Minor. He was one of the most prolific contributors for the Oxford English Dictionary. How sad the story, but at the same time it has a redeeming value because the person was able to contribute significantly to culture. So that book is 7 hours, and I cannot recall how many days I've done that. I would listen to the audiobook only during my lull moments. It could be driving, it could be cleaning, it could be washing my clothes. So after that, I really got enthused and I looked for another topic that talked about mental illness. I borrowed the one of Jacqueline Onassis, The Untold Story. And of course, there are many books written about her and the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And I really looked for that book that tackled her post-traumatic stress disorder, or the PTSD. So somehow I really got more enlightened that the personality and what she suffered influenced her decision in the latter life with her marriage to Onassis. So that is a book for 13 hours of listening. My third book I really liked because I've encountered many people with bipolar disorder and I cannot really fathom how is that really. I like the book Madness by Maria Hornbacher, and I also like the reading done by Tanya Gilbert. Of course, the book by itself is marvelous, but the reading, it seems that you're really going through the roller coaster ride. It's really unforgettable, and really, I recommend that you listen to it. If there's going to be one trial, I recommend that you get that because there are many cases of bipolar disorder. I really learned so much from that. And that is a book for 9 hours of listening. And I can tell you, really worth it. The fourth book on the story of John Nash, The Beautiful Mind, is I actually watched the film first, but then recently when I encountered, I think back in 2018, I encountered a case of schizophrenia from one of those consulting sessions. As a teacher, okay, I'm not a practitioner or I'm not a psychiatrist, but I really do want to go deeper into schizophrenia, and sometimes we can say that people live a double life, there's schizophrenia, so I really wanted to understand what is it really. So I remember that film and I looked in Audible for that entire book. And it actually is for 18 hours, but it's really worth it because unlike the movie, the book went into the time even after he got the award. Remember that he was like an unknown after that achievement, and then he became known again with the Nobel Prize, and there was a scandal because they really would not want to give it to him because of that mental disorder, and John Nash's son is also schizophrenic. So that's something that, perhaps even in a seminar people will tell me that, but I will not retain it. But with that story, it really stuck to my mind. And my fifth book is actually also with the term beautiful, and that is The Beautiful Brain. And it talks about the effects of this constant head injury. The science prospered because the families of football players actually gave authorization for science to really look into the brains of their deceased loved one, and they found that really there is this what you call CET found in people who have suffered severe or repeated blows on the head. And I remember friends who are into domestic abuse, and it's not just something that you can say pray about it, pray for that. You really have to help as much as possible that person to get out of that constant head injury. And I got this book produced from a one-woman show of Margaret Trudeau, the mother of the present Canadian Prime Minister. She had 5 children and she had lingering depression. She really broke down with the death of her son Michael and a divorce. It's only about 1 hour. From that short audiobook, I found out that Margaret has a longer book, Changing My Mind, which would be my next listen during this lockdown period. And what is more interesting for me is that this person has gotten married, had children, so I wanted to know how bipolar disorder could change through time, through hormonal changes, through all of this pregnancy. So these are my recommendations and my additional recommended download. If you listen with me during this lockdown, and I hope you listen into my introduction on whether you actually fit audiobooks, there's also another recommendation by YouTube that could be best for you as a viewer. So I'll see you next time.